What's up guys? So today we're testing out the brand new Sony ZV-1. This is Sony's latest point and shoot camera. It's been dubbed as the best vlogging camera ever made, which is a really big call, and I'm really excited to test it out and see if it lives up to its hype. So let's see what's in the box first and let's go check it out. But before we start, I want to show you one very important feature that I love. You may have noticed that my face has stayed properly exposed. It has a metering feature where it meters the light for your face rather than the entire image. With most cameras, if I just turned around like this with all the sunlight coming in behind me, it would try and expose to the background. Whereas it's actually exposing to my face right now, which is something I absolutely love, because as a vlogger, I'm always really conscious of vlogging where the light's coming from. So like I'll be vlogging in my house, I'm giving away some of my corny little secrets. I like to talk with the window in front of me, because normally when I turn around like this, I'm just a massive shadow and you can just see behind me. With this camera, I don't even need to think about that. Look at the way that it's adjusting. That's absolutely amazing. One of the things I love about this camera is the fact that it has a rotating flip screen that flips out to the side. This may seem like a small deal, but this is a game changer for vloggers, and it's something that we've been begging camera companies for since the beginning of vlog time. The fact that it flips to the side means that we can put an external microphone on the hot shoe on top. It's also cool because you can flip it around so that when you put it in your pocket, you're not going to scratch your screen up. I've scratched a lot of screens in my time. I know this isn't really a big deal, but it just feels really nice in your hand, like super smooth. And even the grip on it, just being a bit chunkier than normal, makes it feel a lot nicer to hold, like sturdier, if that makes sense. So I've just come down to the beach. It's a little bit windy, and that wind noise is really gonna ruin my vlog. I don't know about you guys, but I don't wanna watch a vlog that's full of wind noise, and this camera has a solution. It's got this bad boy here. It's called a dead kitten. They're normally called a dead cat. This one's smaller, so it's called a dead kitten. And this thing slides right on top of the camera. Now I've got the dead kitten on my camera, and hopefully you can't really hear the wind noise that much anymore, and it saved my footage, because there's been so many times that I've been out vlogging and it's a windy day, and I kind of just hope that it'll be okay, and I get home, I look at my footage and can't use it, just all wind noise. This solves that problem. But if you're like me and you're a little bit extra and you want that top-notch audio quality, you want to be able to put a big external microphone like this, or even a smaller one. I don't have a smaller one, I've just got this one. It actually has a microphone input on the side of it. And we're back. Let me know if you guys can tell a difference in the audio quality. It's definitely gonna sound better, but I will say I've been really incredibly surprised with how good the microphones are straight out of the box. It is very windy right now, so I hope that it's not picking up too much wind noise. I think we should be pretty good. Let's talk about image stabilization. In this day and age, everybody wants silky smooth shots, and this camera has two different kinds of image stabilization. I currently have it completely turned off, so this is just all natural bumps and shakes. Let's see how the image stabilization is. I'm currently shooting in standard mode, which is the mode that I would normally shoot in. It crops it in just a little bit, but not so much that it makes a huge difference. And I'm pretty happy with how smooth this is. I can get a pretty nice handheld shot just using the standard mode. But let's say you're in a car, or you're trying to film some sporting stuff. For some weird reason, you like to run and vlog at the same time. You can use active mode, which is the superior image stabilization mode, which does crop the image in quite a bit. I don't know, I'm unfit. I don't know why I would ever vlog while running. But if I wanted to, it's great to know I have that option. Realistically, I would use this option if I'm in the car and I'm trying to get some rolling shots, or maybe I'm just out in nature and I want to get some really fine handheld pans. Something like this is just so ridiculously smooth. I love it. I actually just thought of a reason I may be running while vlogging at the same time. I saw some signs saying beware of snakes. I think I'll keep it in active mode for a little bit. Another feature I really like about this camera is that it has a built-in ND filter, which basically means if it's a bright day, I can put the ND filter on and all of a sudden I can still shoot at low apertures, which allows me to get that great depth of field. What is depth of field? Depth of field is when you can be in focus in the foreground and then have the background blurred. Speaking of blurred out backgrounds, this camera has a really cool feature where at the press of a button right next to the record button, I can blur the background out and have me in complete focus. Watch this. All of a sudden, background blurry. Background not blurry anymore. Background blurry. Cool feature. All of a sudden things look a little bit more cinematic. Let's talk about the autofocus in this camera. Look at this, I'm just moving my face around. No matter where my face goes, it stays in focus. Sony cameras are incredibly good at face tracking, specifically eye tracking. As you guys can see right now, there's a little dot that's just following my eye wherever it goes. But what about if I'm trying to do a product review and I want to put a product to the camera and then I want it to go back to my face? Coke, face. Coke, face. Look at how quick that focus changed. That was incredible. And yeah, I know I'm not supposed to be drinking Coke. Sorry guys. Let's talk about super slow motion. This camera shoots up to 1,000 frames a second. That is slow. This is 1,000 frames a second right now. Why you would need to use something that slow, I don't know, but it's cool that it has it. I personally love shooting at 250 frames a second. I think it looks really interesting. It looks epic. It's the type of thing that you just put a couple of super slow-mo clips of you jumping on a trampoline or something like that in your vlog, and it takes it from this level to this level. It just kind of suddenly makes you look like Steven Spielberg, and even the crappiest cinematographer can get some cool shots like that. One downside is you can only shoot super slow motion in small bursts, so you can only shoot for a couple of seconds at a time with the super slow. But if you want to be constantly shooting in slow motion, it does shoot at 120 frames a second, which is still ridiculously slow, and you can shoot for as long as you want at 120 frames a second, which is very, very cool. I'm impressed. This next feature I'm going to tell you about is really cool. I think it's especially great for beauty vloggers and old folks like me who want their skin to just look a little bit better. So this camera actually has a built-in skin smoothing feature. I'm currently not using it right now, so right now this is how I really look, but I'm gonna show you what it looks like when I turn it on. I've just put the skin smoothing feature on. My skin should hopefully be looking a little bit smoother, a little bit more youthful. Let me know what you guys think. This is actually on the lowest setting, so it should be kinda subtle. You might notice it, you might not. Hopefully it's not gonna be super noticeable, because you don't really want that super Snapchat filter type of look when you're vlogging. I just don't. I think it looks a little bit fake. It's personally not my style, but from the test footage that I've done with the low setting, I think it's actually pretty good. Now I've got it on the medium setting. You should be starting to really notice my skin looking a lot smoother now. I can already see it on the viewfinder. It's not extreme, but it's definitely looking a lot smoother. So if you're having a bad skin day, this is definitely gonna help you out. But there's more. go smoother. Right now, I've got it on high. It probably looks a little bit too smooth. It's got a little bit of a waxy look. It's very Snapchat filter look. I personally wouldn't vlog like this, but yeah, it's really cool that it has all these different options. One thing that I really like about this effect, even though it's smoothing out the skin, everything else around me is still really sharp and in focus. Like, look at the detail in my hoodie and my hair, but my skin is super smooth. It's just got this great algorithm that can detect your skin tones and separate that from the rest of the image. So it's only smoothing out your skin. Let's wrap this video up. Is this camera the perfect vlogging camera like people are saying? I don't think there's such thing as a perfect camera. I could see in a year's time, Sony may even bring out something that's even better than this, that'll just surprise us and blow us away. Because that's kind of what Sony does. They're just constantly pushing boundaries. But for now, in terms of a small portable point and shoot camera that fits in your pocket, this is the best camera I've ever used for everyday vlogging. There's still gonna be days where I'm gonna use a bigger camera for more cinematic content, a camera that I can change lenses on and things like that. But for every day, for just shooting home videos, for shooting videos with my kids, this is the best camera I've ever used. I'm absolutely in love with this camera. I love it more than I thought that I would. It's amazing. So I give it a massive thumbs up. And if you guys like this video, give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, leave me a comment because I do try and reply to as many comments as possible. And have a great day. Bye.